Hello everyone. Welcome back. I'm Barry. So today we're talking about something that looks simple but actually makes a lot of people nervous. That question. Tell me about yourself. I mean, it sounds easy, right? Just talk about yourself. But when someone really asks, your mind just goes blank. You start thinking where to start, what to say. Is my English okay? Am I talking too much or too little?
Yeah, that's very true. I remember when I first heard this question, I smiled, but inside I was nervous. I kept telling myself, say something smart, say something smart. Then I spoke too fast and my words were not clear. I thought using big English would impress people, but it just sounded messy. Later, I realized people don't want a speech. They just want to know who you are in a simple way.
Exactly. I used to struggle too. Sometimes I talked too much, sometimes I finished in 10 seconds, and then there was silence. One time I even started talking about my childhood for no reason. I was just nervous and kept going. That's when I understood okay, this is not about saying more, it's about saying the right things.
Right. And that's why today we want to make this easy. Not perfect answers, not memorized lines, just a simple method anyone can follow.
Yeah, we'll break it into four small parts. Very simple. And we'll share our mistakes too, because honestly, many people make the same ones.
So if this question makes you nervous, don't worry. By the end of this, it will feel much easier.
All right, so part one. This is actually the easiest part, but people still make it complicated. When someone says, tell me about yourself, you just start with who you are, your name, where you're from, and what you're doing these days. That's it. But I used to think simple sounds boring. So I tried to make it special. I added extra lines, random details, even small stories. I thought more words mean better answer. But the listener only wanted a clear idea of me, not my full life history. I learned this the hard way, honestly.
Yeah, and I relate to that. When I first answered this question, I tried to decorate my English. Big words, longer sentences, things I don't even say in daily life. Then someone asked me a simple follow up, and I got stuck. That moment taught me something. People don't want a speech, they just want to know you. Simple works better. So now I tell learners just say your name, your city, and what you do now. Student, working, learning something, anything real. Even short answers sound confident if they are clear.
Exactly. And another mistake I made was starting from childhood. Like, I was born in, and then I kept going. Nobody asked that. I was just nervous. Later, I realized this question is like opening a door a little, not showing the whole house. If you keep it short, people stay interested. And if your English is not strong, that's okay. Simple sentences are powerful. Clarity beats fancy words every time.
True. And I also tell people you don't need to talk about family here unless someone asks. This intro is about you, who you are right now. If you say it calmly and clearly, it already makes a good impression. So part one is just that, who you are. Real, simple, no acting.
Okay, so part two. Now we talk about what you do day to day. This part is where people understand your current life, not your past, not your big dreams, just what your normal days look like. I used to be very unclear here. I would say things like, I do many things, or I'm into different stuff. It sounded nice in my head, but the listener got no picture. They couldn't understand what I actually do. Later, I learned being clear is way better than sounding impressive.
Yeah, and I made a similar mistake. Once I said, I'm working on many projects. The person asked what projects, and my mind just froze. I didn't know what to say next, because honestly, there were no big projects. After that, I understood. It's better to say small, real things, like what you study, what kind of work you do, or what you're learning these days. Simple details help people connect with you.
Exactly. And you don't need to use big job titles either. Some people say complicated roles that even they can't explain. That becomes risky because if someone asks more, you get stuck. Simple lines work better, like saying you work with customers, or you help in a family business, or you study marketing. That already gives a clear picture.
And if someone is not working right now, that's okay too. You can say you're learning a skill, preparing for something, or exploring options. That sounds honest and real. Nobody expects you to be perfect. They just want to understand your daily life a little.
Yeah, so part two is just about your present routine. What you do, what you focus on these days. No acting, no big claims, just real life. When you say it simply, people trust you more. Okay, so part three. This is where your personality starts to show a bit. Here you talk about your interests or hobbies. Not a long list, just one or two things you actually enjoy. I used to think hobbies are not important, so I said random things. One time I even said my hobby is sleeping. I was trying to be funny, but it just felt awkward. The listener didn't laugh, just stayed quiet. That's when I learned hobbies tell people what kind of person you are.
Yeah, and I also made mistakes here. I once said, I watch movies, and stopped there. That sounded flat. Later, I learned you can say it in a better way, like, what kind of movies, or why you enjoy them. It shows a little depth. Hobbies are not for impressing, they're for showing your real side. Even simple things like reading, walking, learning online, or cooking are fine if they are true.
Exactly. And you don't need to pick hobbies that sound smart. Some people say things they don't even do just to look good. That becomes risky if someone asks more. It's better to be real. If you enjoy something small but you truly like it, say that. Real sounds natural.
Also, hobbies that show learning or growth help a lot, like enjoying podcasts, learning new skills, practicing English. That tells people you like improving yourself. But still, keep it honest. No acting.
All right, so now part four. This is the last part, and honestly, it connects everything. Here you talk a little about your direction. Not some huge life goal, just where you're trying to go or what you're trying to improve. I used to think this part needs big dreams, like saying, I want to be super successful or build something huge. But when someone asked how, I had no answer. It sounded empty. Later, I understood this part is just to show you're moving forward, even in small steps.
Yeah, and I remember once someone asked about my future plan, and I said, I don't know. It was honest, but it sounded like I never thought about my life. After that, I learned you can say simple goals, like learning better English, improving skills, growing in your field. Goals don't need to be big, they just need to be real. People like to see that you care about improving.
Exactly. And this is also where confidence quietly shows. Not loud confidence, just calm clarity. Even saying, I'm still learning and I want to grow step by step sounds strong. Nobody expects you to have your whole life planned. They just want to see direction.
And honestly, the biggest mistake people make with this question is overthinking. They think there is one perfect answer. There isn't. It's just a conversation starter, a way for people to know you a little. That's all.
Yeah, and if you're learning English, listen. Don't wait for perfect grammar. Don't wait for perfect words. Speak with what you have. Simple English spoken clearly is better than big English spoken nervously. People remember your confidence more than your vocabulary.
Also, practice helps more than memorizing. Try saying your intro in different ways. Talk to a mirror, record your voice, speak with friends. The more you say it, the more natural it feels. One day you'll answer without fear, and you won't even notice the change.
And one real thing here, everyone you see speaking confidently today was once nervous. Nobody starts perfect. We all had awkward answers, wrong words, silent moments. That's normal. That's learning.
So if this question scares you right now, that's okay. It just means you care. And if you keep practicing, Slowly, slowly, it becomes easy. Not in one day, but step by step.
Let's quickly remember the four parts: who you are, what you do, your interests, your direction. That's it. No drama, no acting, no big speech.
And your story matters, even if it feels small to you. Your life, your journey, your learning. It's enough. You don't need to sound like anyone else.
So, yeah, next time someone says, "Tell me about yourself," don't panic. Just talk like a real person. Simple, calm, honest.
And if you want, write your answer and practice it after this episode. You'll feel the difference.
All right, that's it for today. Thanks for spending time with us.
And keep learning, keep speaking.
Step by step, you'll get there.